Hi Carly, my name's Mark Capewell. I'm 28 years old from Stoke-on-Trent in the United Kingdom. This is a video you asked for me to do regarding the front of house position in Malaysia for the Rimba resort. It's my first time doing a video of this sort, so you might have to bear with me a little bit. I'm just going to try and answer all your questions as best as I can and try and get my personality across to you as much as I can as well. Right, so the first question on the list is why have I applied for the position? It's a great question. Why have I applied for it? Doing front of house work and bar work it's who I am. I love doing it so much, and to be able to do it in a place as beautiful as Malaysia. And I googled the resort, and it's out of this world, isn't it, over there? It's so beautiful, and to be able to do a job that I love in a place as beautiful as that, it'd just be a dream come true for me, really, to be honest. I've covered a couple of other questions. How old am I and where am I from? I'm 28 years old. I'm currently living in Stoke-on-Trent in the United Kingdom. And why Malaysia? That's a very good question. I've always wanted to work abroad. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and to be brutally honest with you, I've never really thought about working in Malaysia. It's not a country that I've ever thought about working in. But when I saw the position available on the website, I had a look, and I don't know how I've not noticed it before. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It really is fantastic over there. And I thought to myself, I'm going to have to apply for this position, because this is only a chance like this only comes around once in a lifetime, really, to be honest. So to be able to live and work in Malaysia for the foreseeable future, it would be absolutely fantastic. My views on the I'll ride with you campaign, that's another very good question. With regards to that, it's a fantastic campaign, isn't it, really? Because after what happened, the dreadful scenes in Australia, I think that woman's story, the way she went up to a woman and hugged her and said, "Don't worry, I'll stay with you," I think it's a great thing for the world to see, because we're not all like that, are we? I mean, there's too much judgment already in the world as far as I'm concerned, and because though these things are happening with ISIS and that sort of stuff, people get very, very big prejudiced about people, and it's important to reiterate the fact that not everybody's the same, and just because they're Muslim doesn't mean they believe in the terrorist ways. So I think it's a fantastic campaign, and I'm hoping people are starting to take note of it. Because I have a couple of Muslim friends, and they're fantastic people. And when stuff like this happens over the world, it's just dreadful, and it's not something that they believe in. I think it's important for people to know that. My experience is travelling. I've done a fair bit of travelling, actually, to be honest. It's something that I do like, because obviously CV will be with this attached to the email that was sent to you. I was in the Air Force. I did quite a lot of travelling whilst I was in the military in the Air Force. I travelled to Kenya, America, visited Las Vegas, Miami, all over Europe as well, and it's something I love travelling. I've got a bit of itchy feet syndrome, so I like getting out there. And again, to be able to work, doing a job that I love in such a beautiful location as Malaysia, where you are at the moment, I'd have to pinch myself every morning and wake up and think, I'm actually doing this for a living, this is my job. And I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Am I a fussy eater? I'm from Stoke-on-Trent. No, I'm not a fussy eater at all. As long as it's hot and it's edible, that's good enough for me. Yeah, I've never been a fussy eater, really. There's nothing. I'm one of those people who try anything once, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. But yeah, there's no foods I won't ever try. And what am I running away from? I wouldn't say I'm running away from anything, really, to be honest. Other than the cold weather, obviously, I think it'll probably be a lot warmer in Malaysia. That's probably the only thing I'd like to run away from. But there's not a lot that I would run away from. 'Cause obviously, with my military background, I'm used to spending a lot of time away from home anyway. And it's always been a dream of mine to live and work abroad. And I say opportunities like this don't come around very often. So it's just great that you're actually giving me this opportunity to do this video for you, and I'm hoping that you like it. Now, my biggest pet hate, See, that's a good one. I think we all have little pet hates. The thing that annoys me the most is noisy eaters. That's probably completely random. But yeah, if someone's like chewing their food really loudly, it's one of those things that just really grinds my gears. And yeah, that's why I'd probably say that's my biggest pet hate. I don't know if that's the kind of answer you were looking for there, but I've tried to not look over the questions too much and try to answer them as spontaneously as I can, so I don't want it to be too structured. So then you're going to get honest responses out of me then as well. So, drink or smoke? Smoking is my one bad habit, I'm afraid. I am a smoker. With regard to drinking, it's only ever on social occasions. So if I have like a family do, or going out uptown with my friends, then I'll have a drink. But I'm not the type of guy who sits in front of the TV watching Coronation Street with a bottle of wine. I'm quite happy with a glass of milk. So yeah, it's the only time I'll drink is when I'm going out with my friends or on social occasions. But I do smoke. I've been smoking for a few years now. I've tried quitting, using those electronic cigarettes, but it's too difficult. So yeah, unfortunately I'm a smoker. I'm a people person is the next question, and yes, I'm a massive people person. I love being with people, I love being around people, I love working in a team, I love being part of the team, feeling the community. A lot of my friends, when they describe me as life and soul of the party, because that's just who I am. I'm lively and bubbly. I'm enthusiastic about everything that I do. I think that's just me, really. I love being around people. So yeah, to honestly, I'm a massive people person. And the team member's birthday party question was quite an interesting one. But I think in a situation like that, you have to put the customer first, because they're the ones. If it wasn't for the customers, we wouldn't be there, we wouldn't have a job. So it's absolutely 100% that you have to provide the best customer service possible. And obviously in the job that I'm doing now, it's vital that I do that. And I think customer retention is a massive thing. And you just go that little extra step for that customer, I believe makes the whole difference. And just to postpone having the drinks for the team member's birthday, to carry on serving the customers that are wanting to drink, I think that's something that you have to do, and that's something that I would definitely do anyway myself. Because you're there to provide a service to the customer. They've paid the money to be there, so you have to provide the best service possible. And I think that's the most important thing, really. Because you can go out drinking any time during the week for a person's birthday. That customer's only going to be there for 1 week, 2 weeks, and you've got to try and make their experience as pleasurable as possible. And describe myself in 3 sentences. I probably describe myself in quite a few, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's a good question. 3 sentences. I'd say I'm about as loyal as it comes. When it comes to employment and employers, you probably won't find a person as loyal as me. Smart, punctual, reliable. I'll never let you down. If I commit to something, then that's something then I'll be there. I'll be in it 100%. And yeah, and again, what I said before, I'm life and soul of the party, really. To be honest, once I'm with people, I just absolutely love it, and to be able to do this job, I mean, I just love the job. I love the job to pieces. Working behind the bar, doing the front of house work, it's what I was born to do, really, to be honest, and to be able to do it in such a beautiful location. Yeah, God, it's what dreams are made of, isn't it, really? And my most awkward moments. It's quite a funny one, actually. It was quite a few years ago in the Air Force. I was doing a presentation, because I used to train dogs. I used to train police dogs in the Air Force before I left, and we were doing a presentation for Prince Andrew at the time. I was wearing, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but the big protective dog body suits that we use when the dogs are biting, like big Michelin Man jackets. And I was explaining to Prince Andrew. I and my phone was actually switched on in my pocket, wearing this big suit, so obviously I can't get to my phone. I forgot to turn it off. Whilst I was speaking to Prince Andrew, one of my friends thought it would be a good idea to call my phone, and my phone was ringing in my pocket whilst I was talking to him, and unfortunately, at the time, my ringtone, I don't know if you've ever seen the film South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut, but there's a song at the start of that film with Terence and Phillip. It's got a few naughty words and a bit of bad language in there, and that was a ringtone blasting out from my pocket whilst I was trying to talk to Prince Andrew. So yeah, that was a pretty awkward moment, and he swiftly moved on from me from then on, and I got one of the biggest telling-offs of my life from my sergeant. Well, it wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day at all. I could probably just imagine him going back to the castle and talking to the Queen about it, saying, "Queen, Elizabeth, guess what happened today?" Yeah, it would have been quite funny. But yeah, I'm glad I can look back on it now and laugh, because it wasn't very funny at the time. I think that's most of your questions answered. I hope I've got my personality across to you. Obviously, it's quite difficult to sit here talking into a camera, but I've done the best I can. I've tried to make it as informal as possible, so I don't want it to be too structured. And hopefully I've come across alright for you. Yeah, so that's me down to a T really. I'm sure I'll have some questions for you when I email you, but thank you very much. Take care, and I hope to hear from you soon.